Welcome to my channel, Professionalism 101. My name is Yang, and I'll be your guide to professionalism in this video. So in this video, we'll go through the 6 most important steps for professional meetings. The last step is especially important to ensure your meeting success, so make sure you stay till the end. Ineffective meetings are a popular workplace trope. Perhaps you've heard of these. I don't always go to meetings, but when I do, it's a complete waste of time. Survived another meeting that could have been an email. We're going to have a quick meeting. Together, we'll overcome these negative tropes and achieve actually productive meetings. Before we get started though, remember that meetings are there to achieve particular results that require a conversation. If that's not the case, where you're not sure what results you're trying to achieve, or you don't really require a conversation to achieve your results, then don't set up a meeting. So if you do set up a meeting, always keep your desired results in your mind every step of the way so you don't lose direction. Step 1. Set up the meeting. Now, setting up the meeting is simply sending out a meeting invite to all your meeting attendees. Seems simple enough, but you need to be careful about inviting everyone who may be involved in your topic of discussion. If you're not sure who everyone is, ask around. People can get offended if you don't invite them to the meetings that touch on their work. And more importantly, it may actually be detrimental to their work and your discussions if you don't include the right participants. And if you don't have the right attendees, you might have to schedule a whole other meeting. Step 2. Make an agenda. Having an agenda will make your meeting discussions more focused and prepared. You should include the topics to be discussed with a short description. And you should send the agenda out early, for example, with your meeting invite. This gives everyone a chance to invite other people who should be involved or to drop out if the meeting doesn't really impact their work. This also gives an opportunity for the attendees to prepare relevant information. If you suspect the meeting might go on for too long, include durations for each of the topics of discussion. This will give you an excuse to cut off the ramblers. Step 3. Be ready before the meeting start time. For virtual meetings, you should check that your software and hardware work prior to the meeting. If it's a physical meeting room, which is rare these days, show up at the meeting room before it starts. If you look for the room when the meeting is about to start, you'll likely be late. I've had to kick people out of my meeting rooms, which took additional time. Prior to the meeting, you should also load up your presentation, relevant data, or other materials to reduce waiting time for everyone. Be especially well prepared if there are higher-ups in the meeting. Step 4. Handle latecomers. I know it's unfair that you did all the work to make sure you're on time for the meeting and then someone else is late. It does happen though, so here's what you should do about it. Before diving into the meeting content, send a note reminding them of the meeting. This is for people who are actually available for the meeting, but simply forgot or went to the wrong place. It's not meant to convey that it's world-ending to be a couple minutes late for a meeting. If a critical attendee is missing, then you're going to have to reschedule. If a non-critical attendee is missing, then you can start the meeting. You can't always tell the frequent latecomers not to be late because it's overstepping unless it's someone who reports to you. However, if it's significantly impacting your ability to do your work, you can bring it up diplomatically. Step 5. During the meeting, take minutes and know your meeting lingo. You should have a designated note taker for your meetings who records all discussions, decisions, and action items, which are a to-do list for each person. To be honest, the note taker often ends up being me because I'm quite conscientious about note-taking, and also because my roles tend to be the project lead type. You could rotate note-taking duties across meetings if it makes sense for your roles. If the note taker isn't you, you should still write down your own action items because meeting minutes don't always get sent immediately or something could be missed. You can't really blame the note taker for not doing something if you were also in the meeting where you promised to do something. During the meeting, you may come across business lingo such as, "Let's take this offline." It means let's have a separate discussion about this issue outside of this meeting. Other people don't need to be involved. "I have a hard stop at a certain time." It means I have to go exactly at a certain time and I don't want to get into why. Touch base. It means speak with someone, often about the status of a particular project to get their input or update. Step 6. Send out meeting minutes with action items and decisions. This is the most important point. Somebody, likely you if you're watching this video, needs to send out the meeting minutes. What happens if there's no meeting minutes being sent? You could have had a great discussion, made lots of progress in your meeting, and then a month later, nothing got done and nobody remembers what happened. That's why meeting minutes are important. Now, you shouldn't just send out the notes you took. You need to reorganize the notes for maximum impact. The action items should come first so that it's in people's faces to prompt action. You should assign one person to be responsible for each action item, even if multiple people could be involved, because shared action items tend to not get done. Assigning a due date for the action items is also a good idea if you're not 100% sure they will treat it as a priority. After the action items, outline the key decisions that were made in the meeting. This is super important if your workplace is political. Sending out decisions is protecting yourself. So if later on people are trying to assign blame or simply forgot what happened, you can point to the meeting minutes and say, "This is what everyone agreed on." It would be the other people's responsibility to raise any concerns on the meeting minutes. So even if you made a mistake summarizing the decisions, it's still on them. You don't want to be the scapegoat of a failed project. Thanks for watching my video on how to do meetings professionally. If you liked this video, please click like and subscribe at your earliest convenience. See you in the next video. Best, Yang.